I completed this sketchbook in 1 week in Italy. It was a completely spontaneous decision. Grabbed a sketchbook and 4 pencils and spent the entire week drawing. I haven't looked in this sketchbook for years, and now we get to do it together. This is sketchbook tour number 7. This sketchbook here is deceptively big. You wouldn't think it from looking at it, but there are tons of pages here, and it's actually from the Vatican Museum. I saw it and obviously I just had to get it. Like, look how pretty this is. It feels nice too. However, the paper is very thin. You can see all that ghosting, so it is only on one side. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is the trip to Rome for Christmas. I was really trying to finish it the entire holiday, but there are just so many pages, you'll see. Had to follow home and used only 4 pencils. I picked up a red, blue, yellow and pink, thinking that they might be able to blend. They couldn't, and completed the whole thing using just those pencils. So we're not going for realism here. Of course, had to put that sticker in there. And to start off, I thought it would be nice to draw a little map with some of the locations that we went to piece together the sketchbook a little bit. Starting with Henri Matisse. This must have been from the Borghese Gallery. Obviously no sketch underneath, but I kind of like how it turned out. These are the colours, they're Cretacolor, and they're kind of like jumbo pencils. So we obviously had quite bright colours. Oh, here's me trying to blend them, and you can see, I mean, that doesn't look nice, but it's also not really working. So at this point, I just accepted we're only gonna have 4 colours, it's fine. So starting the journey, every single one of these, it was drawn standing up inside a gallery. Probably looked very silly. It's a different country, no one knows who you are, so it's fine. Quick little sketch here from Antonio Tempesta and a little portrait. I do love drawing faces. And I guess they were like some decorations about in the gallery. Honestly, just super quick sketches. Now these two I actually love. This is about the time that my art style developed. I think you can see it in the eyes, the nose, the lips. I've actually since made a face tutorial, how to draw a face for beginners. If you want to see how I do this look, it's in there. And funnily enough, a lot of people have done the tutorial and it actually looks like I've created it, so the art style definitely comes across. I love that so much though. I wonder if it could be a sticker. Would that be cool? Love it. Okay, bodies are not my strong suit, and I think I ran out of space. Because they're jumbo pencils, they don't really come to a fine point. So that's the smallest the head could be, and yep, same again, ran out of space. I tell you what, we'll pop all the photos here from each sketch because it was really cool to do it there and then. And they really did only take like 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, was it this early on? This is the train station. We got a train to Napoli. You can loosely tell, I think. There we go. That's a little bit more of a train. If we could just ignore that face, let's appreciate that the whole body is in. And it's kind of accurate. It's kind of proportional. I guess that was someone else in passing. Whilst we were sat waiting for the train to arrive, I actually gave the sketchbook to Buddy, my partner, thinking he might draw something from the holiday, something around us, and literally just drew swords. I guess we were waiting a long while, and that's on the train. Ignore that. It's not great. Obviously, I didn't have a graphite pencil, so it didn't really... Oh, I didn't have an eraser. Okay, so I picked up this sketchbook from the gallery and then decided we should get some art supplies. So went to this shop, got the 4 pencils, no eraser, no sharpener. You can see the pencil just gets more and more blunt as we go through the sketchbook. So when we have things like this clouds that don't really work, nothing we can do, just gotta move on. It's a train from Rome to Napoli and then another one to Pompeii. So obviously a lot of sketches from here. All of the architecture was stunning. These are the details on the building and there's a lot more of those. Oh, this is one of the casts. So Mount Vesuvius erupted, covered the entire city of Pompeii in ashes, and then when they started excavating, removing everything, the entire city was pristine. I guess now it's not because it's kind of been exposed to the elements. I mean, it really is incredible. It's like walking through a city of a different era. It was like 79 AD or something that it erupted. It's really incredible if you ever do get a chance to go, and that's where these are from. They are casts made from people that were perfectly preserved with the ash. And I think there's a lot more in the museum, but unfortunately we only had time for Pompeii. I mean, there's a lot to get through. It was just a day trip really. And this looks silly. actually. I think it's a well. Oh, this is cool. This is in this courtyard area. It was huge. I can't quite tell you how big it was. It was such a big area. And sitting at pretty much the same spot, I actually drew this. So that's the volcano behind. It was such a big space that the drawings don't even show how big the area was. I mean, it's an entire city. But because we only have the 4 colors, the way to make each piece look a little bit different was actually just to use less colors on certain pages. Like this one's red and pink, and then this one is just a little bit of yellow and blue. I tried to make green, but it just looks like yellow on blue. This was a crazy location to look at as well. The drawing does not do it justice, but it only took 10 minutes. Oh, this is the train back. Very fast train. Only took like an hour and a half, I think. And I think this was somebody else on the train. I try and stick a portrait in there where I can. It's really cute. It looks like my art style. And yeah, I don't think I've drawn like this in a really long while. I don't really grab a pencil anymore and draw a face. I'd like to do more of that. I generally do it for the 100 heads challenge. We have, well, 3 of those up on the channel. This is the latest one. I have been debating doing one this year. Kind of want to, even though it's incredibly difficult. Oh, this is Christmas Eve. This was a lovely area as well. So we're back in Rome now. Again, the limited colors kind of make the other pages pop, even though we only have 4. This is the towers, the Borgia Towers from Assassin's Creed. Looks exactly like it. This one was like identical. Yeah, it probably wasn't that bendy in real life. I don't really know. I think it was very far away. It's the Colosseum. This one I love. Obviously we used every single color and it kind of looks Christmassy, which is perfect. It was Christmas time. I don't know, it's the combination of all the colors together. It just has a vibe, you know? It's simplified but has a lot of detail. This has to be my favorite of the entire trip. I love it so much and I really wanted to do the Colosseum justice. And I think this one did take a lot longer than the others for that reason. Oh, but it looks so cool. It's a bit crazy really how many drawings we managed to do, considering that wasn't in the plan whatsoever. The idea was really just that we go to Rome and see things and walk and see a lot of stuff. And obviously that did happen, but we ended up filming an entire video whilst there. It is old, it was filmed on the phone, but if you want to check it out, I'll leave that one below. It was the entire week. We filmed the entire week. We created all of these pieces. It was crazy. Like, this area was absolutely beautiful. Looking back now, I can't believe how many pieces we managed to create in just 1 week. And there are so many pages. I think this was back in the hotel room, just a quick doodle. Same with this. I think at this point I realized just how many pages were left. Ideally wanted to finish the whole thing in Rome, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So we're just filling up pages. Now this one was difficult because there is so much details in the Trevi fountain in the building. I tried my best, okay? The water does not look like water. Also, not the best place to do a drawing. It was insanely busy. I tried. These are the Spanish steps where you're not allowed to sit. So I had to do all of this standing up. Most of these drawings were done standing up, and that's partly why they were so fast, because there's only so long you can stand in one spot. I think this was just a decoration they had at the top, and I think this was just the view from the top. I like it though. I actually like the combo here minus the red. Nice colors. Now this one is very simple, but it's actually one of my favorites. It's just looking over the water. Like, there really isn't very much to this drawing, but I just think it looks pretty. It works, even though it only took a couple of minutes. And this one obviously has a lot more going on. This is definitely when the pencil needed to be sharpened but couldn't. Look how blunt it is. That was so difficult. Obviously the building looked incredible, but it was just something we were passing. I think that's the crazy thing about Rome. You can just stop at any position and look across the river and you see something like this that you were never planning on visiting. And that isn't one of the must-see things, but you just look anywhere and the architecture is crazy. You could draw anything. It's like the perfect place for an artist to go. And because the pencil is a bit stubby, there's a lot of pigment down. I do quite like that. This is Castel Sant'Angelo, which we went back to a few times. I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to do a better job with this. But in order to draw this, you have to stand on the middle of a busy bridge. Whilst filming, that was a little bit awkward. So just quickly did it, got it done, and then moved on. Obviously have to do the Pantheon. Because the pencil was no longer sharp, you can see the lines are just not crisp. Yeah. It would be different now if you had like a sharp pencil and a ruler. But really out and about, you just have to make the most of it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, of course we need a little Christmas tree. So obviously we've watched Lord of the Rings, Two Towers on Christmas Day. Managed to get this drawing of Gollum whilst watching. I don't think that's too bad. Also got a little bit of Frodo. Like, maybe not the nose, but I think the eyes have quite a bit of likeness. And the clothes, considering we couldn't pause the TV, I kind of like this. I think he's cute. Oh, here's a quick one of my partner. Ooh, Boxing Day. For this one, I actually had a really lovely big area to draw and I could kneel on something, which meant no standing. I got this one with the edge of the Colosseum. Again, that's minus the red, and I think the colour palette really works. Ooh, this is very red. Do you see how this page now looks different from the previous one by just not using all of the colours? I think that's a really good way to still make the sketchbook look cool, is to have 4 colours, but somehow have some variety, even though it is just the same art supply over and over. And there's not a lot we can do to change it at this point. We don't have pens, we don't have papers, a lot of horses. Ah, this was cute. I actually really loved all of the details on this, which from the photo, like, you don't realise, and in real life I probably wouldn't have even noticed. But by sitting and drawing something out in the open from life, you notice all of these little details that you normally wouldn't. This is the view from the top of that exact same statue. Very big. Again, it was very difficult to simplify. There's so much going on. Oh, this is sad. Now we're going back to the airport. There's a lot of trains in here. And this is sat at the airport. Oh, it's sad. I do try and sneak the faces in where I can. Couple more. Oh, that's a cute face, isn't it? Again, people from life quickly. Very difficult if you haven't tried it before. I think these were just plants in the airport. Really just trying to find anything to draw at this point. I still thought that we could finish the sketchbook in Rome. So we have the back of a seat on a plane and somebody else on the plane. Okay, so we have a third of a sketchbook left. I tried my hardest to finish it in Rome but couldn't. So some of these drawings are on the train back and the car back, and then the next few days at home. I desperately wanted to finish it before the new year at least. And sticking with the same medium, of course, but this time we're not standing on a street, balancing on the back and trying to make good art. This time, well, I can do it in bed for starters. So the rest of the sketchbook is based on references taken on the holiday. I think this is, oh yes, it is St. Peter's Basilica ceiling. I'm obsessed with the ceilings in these buildings. They are so pretty. And I think this one was on the plane. Then we have a painting in St. Peter's Basilica. I think the first big difference is being able to press down the pencil here, because we've got proper edges. Like, these lines are so much stronger being able to lean the book on something. Oh, this is the little thing in the middle of St. Peter's Basilica. I actually really like this. I love the patterns. I think it works. Oh, that's pretty. More train. Like, it's good to show when you move, but it does make for a boring drawing. Another painting from the wall and another painting from the wall. In the moment, a lot of the paintings, you just don't have time to draw them all, so it's really nice to go back to. Things like this monument. It's about trying to make as good of a piece that you can in that moment. So unfortunately, a lot of them got missed, and it's lovely that we're now going back to the sculptures. Even though that eye is completely in the wrong place, just ignore that. Again, another sculpture. The full body sculptures. I know that I'm bad at them, so I think we just didn't really choose many. It's difficult. Ah, here we go. The following was sketched at home super quickly. We have the Pantheon roof, which is pretty. We have a Swiss guard. Oh, I love the way this is done. Like, coloured in, but the rest is simplified. That's actually pretty cool. I like that idea. This is my partner. And again, look at the lines. Do you know what it is? I think we had a sharpener at this point, and it makes all the difference, doesn't it? Oh, I like this. Vatican Museum. I think the stripes work, don't they? They kind of clash by one going one way and then this going the other way, but it sort of works. Another simple one on Rue Matisse. To be honest, his work does kind of look like this. It's quite simple. It's kind of perfect for these sketches. Oh, and you know, if you're enjoying this video, why don't you check out the Sketchbook Tours playlist? I'll leave it below if you want to see more after this one. There are a lot of sketchbook tours on the channel. And if you give this video a like, that also helps too. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already. There's a new video every Thursday and every Sunday. Why do I not remember these flowers? This is a weird background. It kind of looks like, you know, like ceiling, the pattern. Yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. These flowers I really like. Kind of making me want to create a sticker that's like all color pencil. It's a cool style. It could be a cool sticker. Oh, Pablo Picasso. Okay, so this must have been a photo in one of the galleries. I'm guessing the fish was supposed to be here. That was probably a me thing. Oh, this is a Van Gogh apparently. I'm sure he wouldn't claim this one, but we tried. Yeah, they look a little bit scary. Ooh, this is pretty good. I don't remember this one. I need to draw more faces. I don't think I draw enough faces to maintain this kind of style, which I like. If I picked up a pencil now, I don't know if I would even create it in this way. Okay, that's it. We need to draw more faces. With colour pencil, especially. This is good. I like it. Maybe it's the lack of eyes thing that I like. Oh, same again. I mean, they don't really have eyes though, the sculptures. We're just gonna ignore this anatomy, I guess. There were no sketches. Oh, okay, so this is on top of St. Peter's Basilica. I wasn't great with the height of that, so there were no drawings. We did not film or draw on top because I got photos, I took it in, and then I wanted to get straight back down on land. Lovely view though. Okay, we got more from St. Peter's Basilica. Obviously they didn't quite look like that. There's a lot of details in the buildings that you kind of miss first time around. So I do like that we're going back to these places and like this is pretty detailed. The red and blue I really like. Together it's gone like a darker brown. That's cool. It's quite a lot of contrast. Ooh, a bust. We're just going back and forth everywhere now. Another view one. Pretty simple. We didn't have a green. Oh, this was a Brandon piano that was on show. I quite like it actually. Like, other than the fact it's floating, I guess maybe the legs weren't important. That's like a very specific memory that you wouldn't have if you didn't have this. But we have everything here in a sketchbook. Even like the very particular rooms. Oh, I like that texture. Those lines are looking strong. Ah, the ice cream. Well, gelato. I think this was the Christmas Day gelato. Yeah, that's a lovely memory. You don't always have to add details. I hope if there's anything that this book is showing, it's that sometimes details are good, but they're not always needed. You don't always have to create contrast or blend or try to create realism or spend a long while creating a piece. Sometimes the simpler pieces like this that are quite delicate and minimalist, they tell a story. You don't need to do more than that. And it means when we then go to this one, it has even more contrast. Just by comparison, because it's the opposite. Yep, unfortunately we're going all over the place now. We're now back at the Roman Forum. Oh, this was a little pond with little fishies. I liked this one at the time, but it was a lovely area. Lots of people were taking photos, so we just weren't able to draw it. So I'm so happy that we went back to do that. This sketchbook wasn't even planned. It was a spontaneous, spur of the moment decision. And I'm so happy that I actually did it. I was really standing there debating it in that moment. Like, this is gonna completely change the course of this trip, and it did, but it's such a lovely memory to have. So the next time you think you might be traveling somewhere, why don't you grab a sketchbook and just take 5 or 10 minutes every now and again to do a quick little drawing, because afterwards you're gonna have something very special to look back on. And with that, I want to say a huge thank you for being here. It's been cozy. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll meet you back here in a few days' time. Bye bye.